Welcome back. This is Lee from High Performance Coaching and Training. So how did you go with your homework? I know that it's quite intense at the moment, but it's really good to have the foundation set in your business. So on day one, remember, we covered all our basics, our vision, our purpose, our goals, reverse engineering, which are all important because we have to know the direction that we're going to within our business. And then we moved in, okay, now we need to know our avatar, our custom avatar, and we completed that. Okay, so today we're looking about how can we start to look at how we create our business model. And this is quite important as well. So already we've covered understanding your market. So most of you should have a good idea of your market. And if you don't, that's okay, because you will get more you'll get more clarity over the next, I suppose, few weeks and things like that as well. So, but start to understand who you want to work with, because it's really important that you are actually aligned with your clients. Also see what your competitors are doing. Have a look at their models and see what they're offering their customers, because it's important that you don't duplicate them, but you start looking at where are the gaps, where are the areas that you could cover that maybe your competitors haven't even thought about yet. So then, therefore, that will actually create the unique position. So that's really important as well. For example, I know lots of times when people do online courses and things like that, sometimes there's no accountability in the online course. So a lot of people don't actually complete the course. But when people go into my programs, I hold them extremely accountable. And there's about 7 different levels of accountability, which I hold them to. And the reason being is that I know that it's not really about what we know or what we don't know as business owners. A lot of time it's about we just don't get around to have consistency and being disciplined to implement the information that will actually move our business forward as well. Because there are some tasks out there that we just don't enjoy. Let's face it. And that's okay, but someone's got to do them. Like a lot of business owners don't like sales. They don't like marketing. But someone has to do it in the business. Otherwise, there's no business growth there. So it's about you looking at ways that you can do that are actually aligned with the way that you want to work within your business. And that's really important. I've still got a bit of a flu. Sorry about my voice. Okay. The other thing is, you know about your customers now, but the most important thing is you need to know about the psychology of your customers. So how do they think? What are their pain problems? How do they make their buying decision? Understanding that most people will actually buy on a want more than a need. So say, for example, they may need a car, but they want to buy top of the range, Hyundai or whatever. So they're drawn more to what they want more than they need. So most people will actually buy their buying decisions on what they want, and that's usually based on emotion. However, they will back the emotion up by logic, by saying, justifying as to why they actually bought that, bought that item and things like that as well. So people will buy an emotion and they'll justify their purchase on logic. So you just got to keep remembering that all the time. You got to get them attached to the emotions of having whatever you have that works for them, as long as it's the right fit for them, and you know that it's going to add value to their business or it's going to add value to them on a personal level as well. That's called integrity, and that's really important when you work with our business owners. So design your plan. First of all, you got to see, is your business model viable? So does that mean, does your business solve an existing problem? Because people will only purchase if they've got a problem. So you got to sit back and look at, can I generate income from the business model that I've got? Or is it just perhaps a pastime or a hobby, and I'm going to create my income by other means, such as working a job or something like that as well? So this is the question you've got to ask. It's very important. And then you have to ask yourself, will my market also be able to afford my product or service as well? That's the second thing you got to look at. But the most important thing is you've got to make your intangible tangible. So with a service, if I'm selling coaching, or if I'm selling spiritual reading, or I'm doing something like that that's intangible, I have to present it to my customer in a tangible logic model formation. In other words, my clients and everything else have to see the process that they're going to go through to justify spending the money on something if it's a high-end base. So people, if they can see a logical sequence I'm going to take you through, and they can see the outcome that they're going to achieve by using your products and services, they're more likely to buy it than just someone who hasn't got a model or hasn't got anything outlined yet. So that's really, really important, is to make the invisible visible. And that's by creating models, creating systems, so you can walk your customers through step by step the stages they will go through when they're actually working with you as a client or as a customer. For example, if I'm doing personal training, I may want to show them the different steps I will be taking them through, or what's with my model besides the training sessions. It could be stage one, we're going to, depending on how my client is, stage one is we're going to build your endurance up, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this. Then once we get your endurance built up, then we move to our next stage, and then we start outlining the whole process. So they feel much more comfortable with you because they know that you've got a plan for them, and they know that you can lead and influence them, and that you're an expert in your field. So that's really important as well. So once you start looking at the model, you've got to look at how are you going to deliver the model. Is it going to be face-to-face? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be a mixture? Are you going to have team members who will deliver on your behalf? So all of these types of things you have to look ahead. So if I'm a business owner and I'm expanding my business and I'm bringing on board staff or contractors to outsource to within my business, I have to look at my model of delivery there, so that when I'm delivering my model, I'm promoting my staff, I'm promoting the contractors, I'm promoting my team more than myself. Otherwise, what will happen is people will still want to work with me, whereas I may not want that anymore. I may be fully booked with my clients, and I'm moving to the next stage of scaling up, where I'm wanting to give other people on my team, get them booked out as well. So it's very important to start to look at how you're going to deliver it. I know myself, I do a mixture of both. I do online and offline. And obviously there's all different ways I deliver. There's one-to-one, there's packages. So it's about having variety there, because when you've got variety there of how you deliver your products and services, then of course you've got pricing packages as well. So having different ranges of pricing can meet different budgets, and that allows you to support more people than just maybe one price only. What IP will you create and add value? So what property will you be doing to add value to your products and services? And if you need to, then do you need to trademark that, and also make sure that no one else can actually use your IP as well. You've got to have a singular focus. So a singular focus, that means that lots of times business owners often jump from one idea to another idea, because business owners, we're all creative. We're very creative people. And because we're not really accountable, we hold ourselves accountable, but we haven't got a direct manager or someone overseeing us, we can easily jump from one shiny object to another shiny object. So it's about focusing on one singular idea or concept, and actually then start looking at then how do you track and measure to make sure that you're getting the results that you want by implementing that strategy as well. So that's very important, because if you're not tracking and measuring, then you don't really know what's working and what's not working. And also what happens then is you just waste a lot of time, and you can also waste a lot of cash flow as well, putting money into ideas that are not are returning on investment. So tracking and measuring is really, really important. So when you start tracking and measuring, you also have to look at what types of systems do you put in place and what structure around your business. So it becomes really easy for you to track and measure. And also, if you do expand, you can outsource some activities and make sure that your other team members are also performing as well. So once all this is happening, then we're going to look at, well, how are we going to fill our business? You know, what online and offline strategies and also what channels are we going to use to actually fill our business? So we need to, the old story is not to put all your eggs in one basket. So you need to look at different ideas of actually filling your business. So a lot of business owners will say to me, that they just fill the business by referrals. But unfortunately, a lot of those businesses are not thriving either, because they have a cash flow problem. So it's about looking probably about 2 or 3 different strategies that you can do over a 3-month period. Then obviously after the 3-month period, you're tracking and measuring the whole time through that 3 months, and you're tweaking and changing it slightly, so you get a higher return of investment from those strategies. Obviously, the strategies that are working, you keep them going, and you just then the following 3 months, you add on another strategy. But if something's not working after 3 months, and you know you've documented it and you've changed it and you've done everything that you could to make it work, then maybe that's not the right strategy for your business. Maybe then you need to look at a different strategy, because not all businesses will be successful with using the same strategy. It just depends on what type of customer you're looking at and what type of business you have as well. So start to have a look at different ways of actually filling your business. So you've got an exercise book again. The idea is quite a few questions in that exercise book. Go through it, think about the questions, put your responses down and send it to me, and I will give you valuable feedback on your activity for today as well. So we're looking at our next session. Our next session is adding value to your business model. So our next session is once your model has been established, then obviously you want to do differently than what your competitors are doing. And you want to add value to your model so that you can get paid accordingly. Remember, we don't want to be focusing on price. We want to focus on value. And this is really important to look at in your model, and also creating the added value to your model so you can articulate that to your potential customers. So I look forward to seeing everyone again and getting information through. As I said, my voice is still a bit croaky at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. It's taking me a while to recover from this sickness and everything else as well. So I look forward to chatting to you again. Send through your homework. I'll go through and give some feedback. Remember also to post in the group. It just helps me with that, that social proof of what's happening in this program as well. I'd appreciate that as well. So look forward to chatting again tomorrow. Take care and have a fantastic day. Bye.